Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the AEL University League or University Cup, whatever you want to call it, season number 2. We're here with our Group D matchup, of course. We're going to thank our lovely sponsors, Chatime, AOC, Indomie, and RIG. And of course, you can check it out. Chatime, not only do they have 120 Chatime tea breweries with commitment to quality ingredients and mix-ins, but a flair of innovative flavor and combination to brew nothing but the very best iced teas in Australia. AOC, global leader in monitor display technology. They've been at it for 50 plus years coming on. And of course, AOC has delivered exceptional viewing experience. And of course, Indomie, delicious meagerang. You can go to your local supermarket, check it all out. And RIG have what it takes to win. Of course, their headsets are top of the range with superior audio for competitive gamers. And I believe we're wasting no time in getting into this game, Emperor, because I believe the players are ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time to team up and go hard into the night, because tonight we have Team UniMelb versus QUT Weebs in Pyjamas. Introducing the players. You got Top Share making a Fog 141. I don't think he's playing today, but you got VJ. Oh no, he is playing. And then there's Kaiser and Iguana King sitting on Team UniMelb. And of course, on the opposite side, you have QUT Weebs in Pyjamas. You've got XG, Shinjiro JP, Potato Fries AU, my man, the caster himself, Lemonade. That one really made both of us giggle. And of course, no more. So it's gonna be very fun. We're gonna go into 2 maps tonight. It's gonna be absolutely amazing, because this is how we're gonna get started on this Group D match. They've already banned Dust 2, they've banned Nuke and Ancient. Obviously, the first one up is gonna be the Inferno Pit coming from Team UniMelb. So really looking forward to see what their strategy is going to be like. We are gonna get into their game very soon. The players are ready. They've been sitting here for the last 2 minutes saying, "Hey, are we studying here or what?" So we've been very, very, very blessed by the level of talent on their amazing display performance in the past, especially from QUT team. And of course, Team UniMelb has been solidly rocking up to more esports events, not just from AEL but also from everywhere else. And obviously, if you do know TwoTapTony, this man himself, he has been casting a lot of Valorant as well, so you should know his face, very familiar around the scene. So this is going to be very, very good. I believe we are just getting ready to start this game, Tony.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's been a while since I've dabbled in a bit of Counter-Strike, but always good to come back to the roots and I guess come back to where it all started. And yeah, as you said, there's a few familiar names on this roster. I know, I believe XG, Potato Fries as well, of course, a resident caster that we know all too well. And it's going to be interesting to see him play this evening. I don't think I've actually seen him play at this kind of competitive level, especially in a university league.
Yeah, I mean, like, University League, it's the grassroots. It's how you begin. You're beginning Legends before you become like competing in the biggest stages out there. However, we can always expand upon the grassroots and make it even better, more inclusive, and of course build up the community all around. We see familiar players as always. We see people representing the uni proudly. We see people that's just here to have a good time, and that's exactly what we're about. We're about to have a good time. We're about to have a chill of a night. Although the action is going to be absolutely amazing, but I do give a massive thanks once again to all of the people coming on Twitch and of course Facebook. So it's going to be very interesting, and I believe in good time. We are just going to quickly get into this game, and here we go. We're going to get the first official round started.
And you can see the side of UniMelb, of course, going to be starting off on that T side. A few armors being purchased up, of course, not too much in terms of the utility, though. They're just going to try and go for a dry hit up here. Banana No are going to be spotting a few, though. B-Jack actually going to be shot in the back. Potato Fry's going for a flank, which is early on. Nomel able to get another on a Kaiser. This is very good for the side of Weebs in Pyjamas so far. Lamea Nate also finding a kill. Just trying to get the bomb down right now for UniMelb. And it's just up to Frog 141.
Yeah, Frog 141, 1v4 for this pistol. I don't think it's going to really be too much happening, because especially since he's going to be attacking on both sides. And as usual, Potato Fries is going to go and clean him up from the back. So this is a really quick first round to Weebs in Pyjamas. The QT team led by Potato Fries right now. I mean, on the last charge. Despite he's not the captain, he is going to insert his dominance right there. Going to clean up really nice and well for his team. And having that early round means it's going to be the early gun with Ump. And look at this, Tony. They are ready to get this really big play in, though. Team UniMelb They are already going to get into it. Not really going to have too much to show for it. I mean, they're just being baited into this current action. And at this second, Potato Fries, he is just going to wallop down. And the kills are coming in. All three has gone down. And just last one. And that is just too easy for QUT.
Yeah, it's, I guess, a very interesting way to start this one off. The CT side going for a very aggressive hold down mid, and seems to be paying off for the moment. A few kills being picked up with the MP9s, and Weebs and Pyjamas starting this one off really well. Team UniMelb now, though, to these AKs and a bit of utility behind them. Hopefully, we can see them start to work out that QUT are just liking to push mid, so they can try and shake it up, try and hold a few more passive angles, and catch the side of QUT off guard.
Yeah, like, if they do catch him off guard, then that'll be absolutely amazing. That the AKs are coming in. Potato Fries is going to go down with Shen as well. So, this is already 2 massive kills for their side. And Team UniMelb, they are going to get those kills. But Normal comes down from top very aggressively. But he is going to be meeting his doom with Shen. So, that is a triple kill to him. Meanwhile, the rest of Team UniMelb, they are taking all the players out. And QUT, only 1 man left. Not really going to have much to say for it. Especially, you don't like the chances between an AK against the AWP.
Yeah, it's not a favorable range to take that duel as well. Of course, Frog over towards T stairs, and the other player there deep on top of team mid. Oh, sorry, CT mid, and you can see first round going to the board of UniMelb finally, and then of course, as we said, adapting to how QUT have been playing these rounds so far, going for very mid style aggression, and you saw UniMelb was able to hold back and able to play off of the aggression that.
Yeah, and look, right now they are adjusting. They're giving a little bit of respect. They don't want to be losing, and that's a big pickup. Shinjiro, that is a big AWP going down in that mid, and that's a lot of stopping power already taken out by XG. He's going to go and pick that up.
Yeah, he's gone to a blink of an eye here, and now UniMelb going to be setting up around the T, of course, the T second mid. They're around the apartments here, and Potato Fries going to be holding down towards the arch side. Sees a smoke come out, knows that he needs to toss the molly in. Slowly but surely, UniMelb though will try and walk up here. Smoke onto the balcony. 2 players deep in banana here for QUT, and is going to be spotting one. LeMayo nades taken out by Kaiser just on the lurk, and that's actually threatened now a rotation here from the from the University of Melbourne, and they're on their way over here, and it's up to NoMal to hold it down.
Yeah, I mean, he should be fine just now until the utilities start spraying down. But that is a really nice pickup from Potato Fries. And meanwhile, it means that this is the time to go from Team UniMelb, but they are going to get that first kill onto Normal. Meanwhile, Shen getting super aggressive, picking up Potato Fries as well, which means that this is essentially 1-on-3. XG with the AWP, and only a little bit of utilities left. It's just going to say goodbye. We've tried. This is going to be your round. We're essentially going to tie this up 2 apiece.
Yeah, 2-2 here, and XG going to be keeping that AWP for a rainy day. UniMelb, though, starting to really pick up the pace here after, the first few rounds going for the CT side. Expected, after a pistol, you take the second. Pretty stock standard kind of flow of the game, but UniMelb definitely shaking it up once they're able to get these AKs out and really start to threaten this QUT side early on.
Absolutely, and, coming from your whole analytical breakdown of this, Tony, what do you reckon about the current situation that both teams is on? Is it more closer than we're expecting from tonight, just from these 4 rounds?
Yeah, it's definitely surprised me how close and back and forth this has been so far, though. UniMelb have a ton of money, of course, in their back pockets after, finding several of bomb plants, several of course, quick kills, and it's going to be up to QUT to try and break that now. Of course, they're only going to be on the pistols this round, and AWP, as we said, saved up and going to be tossed over to Shinjiro. And as we see, again, UniMelb is playing this a little bit more of a default hold, and QUT not aggressing this time.
Yeah, this is a really good standard call coming from Team UniMelb. They said, despite that, we know they're going to be on an eco round, but there is still that one AWP that they have potentially saved up. Normal, though, here. Just waiting, trying to get a little bit of hot shot. Doesn't really get much. Frog there gets tapped, but he's going to slowly being chased down. The utilities is going to try to shush him away, but they are not going to pursue at all. They're going to go for the more methodical approach at this second.
Yeah, they toss a few HEs over that broken wall, send a flash in, and you can see still just slowly biting down the clock. We'll be grabbing the bomb here for Iguana King, and grouped up as 5. They're going to have to be very cautious, though. LeMayo in this close corner, but it's Eagle able to get the first before UniMelb even touch base at this B site. Shen now the front man to take the fight here with Kaiser. They're going to be jumping over the top. Iguana King also spotting out NoMelb, but there's Potato Fries in this smoke. He's able to get away, and all of a sudden UniMelb dropping like dominoes here to QUT, and there's only one player left for Kaiser in the back of the site. The poor man just can't find his footing. And Weebs and Pyjamas are going to be taking that round.
Oh, that was absolutely unfortunate. Weebs and Pyjamas, they've really just memed that last round. Staring down in the smoke in the little hidden corners, being like ninjas, absolutely shooting those pebbles at Team UniMelb and picking up a nice solo round, robbing them of a potential massive gun round. So that is a huge potential and big banks.
Yeah, that's, of course, now even threatening the economy of UniMelb. They're going to have to reinvest. XG going for a bit of an aggressive peek there towards second mid off of the balcony. Will be taken out, though, unfortunately. And, well, despite the efforts of QUT, they got that round. They haven't started this one off all too well. Iguana King quite low, so it is potentially a even situation, even more favored in the side of QUT, but they still have the ton of util to work with. They're still playing this little bit more default, expecting QUT to push into them. But of course, the CT side don't have to move a muscle. You have to come to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, they've got 2 AWPs. They can just dominate this on any side. Meanwhile, Potato Fries is going to pick up 1, and Frog has to go and challenge this. But that is going to be sure that he's going to get that kill, which means that this is an open A4 play. They can't challenge this, having all players coming in. It's going to be potentially 4-2. They are burning, but it's going to be just fine. Spotting the final play coming from Normal behind. But it doesn't really look at the right direction, so Normal's going to take that first one, which reduces the manpower of Team UniMelb here. They can't really move forward now. Having lost that one player is really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's really starting to, I guess, weaken their hit towards Z sites. Euro has been spotted out in the open. VJack going for it. Tags him low. Still trying to cover up. Maybe LeMayo is stuck in the box. He's able to find the first sprays down onto the second. LeMayo nade has done it in heroics. The Mal on the rotation over 10 seconds here for VJack to try and get that bomb down. 5-4. LeMayo nade just jiggling around the pillar. 2-1, and he doesn't have the time. It's another round to Weebs and Pyjamas off the clock alone, and a brilliant hold there from LeMayo nade in the back of sight.
I'm struggling to find why they hesitated over there. They found the perfect site to play for. You know, they had the man advantage, although the utilities wasn't correctly utilized from Team UniMelb, which resulted in them being taken out like that. Like, Tony, do you expect that kind of a play as a mistake?
It's, yeah, a little bit of a rough one from UniMelb, I guess, and a good capitalization there from the QUT. They're able to, you know, stabilize a little bit, and UniMelb now, you can see that that mistake has costed them dearly. Stuck to the pistols here. VJack, of course, going to be still on that hero AK armor, though, but this is really good for QUT to start this off. 4 rounds, of course, on the CT side, and looking for a little bit more, and looking to start this half off with a bang.
Yeah, well, hopefully they can do something about Team UniMelb. They do need to go for a full 5-stack push. This is respectable, but there's no utilities on either way. Lemonade is going to be spotting this. There is utilities, and he's just going to get a lot, but Shen is going to take him down. And Normal only gets a trade as well, which means that this is a site that they are able to plant. And meanwhile, the rest of Weebs and Pyjamas has to retake this. They do have a healthy amount of utilities, but all of a sudden, Team UniMelb, they're sitting a little bit pretty, and they do have the guns to compete.
Yeah, they've got, of course, that M4 picked up on Frog. VJack still has this AK that he invested into this round, and you can now see the Weebs and Pyjamas, their thought process into how they want to retake it. Potato Fries walking up, XG through Banana, Shinjiro just behind Potato Fries, and it's going to be up to the back of the site here. VJack finds one and a second. Potato Fries tries to stick it in the smoke, and I don't think you can do that with 3 players still on the site holding it. VJack collected on a third, and UniMelb now collecting on a third round as well.
Oh man, that was actually really, really funny. Looking at how that was played out, You would not expect Team UniMelb to be taking that one. QUT definitely got put in the back foot for it, and for no good reason as well, because they had the guns, they had everything going for them, and then at the same time, Team UniMelb doesn't really get the rest going on, which is a little bit worrying. And Kaiser is going to pick up potato fries really early, and now this is going to give them everything. They've opened up that second mid. They can't just go for anything they want at this stage, and the rest of QUT, they're going to have to fight and possibly go and just let them go for a retake at this stage.
Yeah, I feel that's the best point of action. They've got a HE on XG, they've got 2 flashes on Normal, and, you know, losing a player like Potato Fries early, of course, a very seasoned player. He's seen a ton at the top level, he's seen a ton at the amateur level, and he knows and identifies how to play these rounds out. And, well, for the side of UniMelb, they're looking to play it out towards this A side. XG going to be actually rotating around Lemonade as well to the library and holding a little bit more passive, letting these teammates walk up. And V-Jack, he's going to find a deadly shot there from Lemonade. Another on from XG. It's 2 from him. Iguana King trades it back, but he might be meeting Shijiro second. There's so many peaks going in, but they're so favored to the University of Melbourne because they have guns right now, and Weebs are just fighting to try and get them back.
Wow, what a play coming out. This is starting to look more even. Iguana King comes up and he's going to take one to Lemonade. And this is going to be the plan coming up. Normal has to challenge. He has plenty to work with. They're not sure where he is until now. But unfortunately, he doesn't connect the first shots. No kills means that the rest of him is just going to be taken 2-on-1, which results in a tie here. Weebs in Pyjamas for a piece to Team UniMelb. And this is going to be a round of eco, so Team UniMelb is going to have a lot more to work with.
Starting to pick up. It's 2-2 to 2-2. Yeah, they're just trading them back and forth so far, and at the moment here for the University of Melbourne, I have to say, Frog and Iguana King are really starting to step it up. Shen as well, finding these picks that the University of Melbourne needs so desperately. And on QUT, as we can see, only a few pistols invest, P250s and a 5.7. Cheeky little HE as well, and a cheeky little stack here towards the short and arch side here, and maybe expecting University of Melbourne to go towards it.
Oh my god, XG! What was that? It took a nice clean shot up, and he's gonna quickly hold this push. Shamin is gonna be staring down first. Does take XG to a lot. That is gonna be a grenade all the way back to him. Doesn't really hurt him, but that shot was ridiculous with the smoke. Potato Fries unfortunately meeting his demise without seeing anything.
Yeah, he just, you know, fell by the wayside here, and QUT, pretty sizable defense that they can mount here. But again, Iguana King really starting to find and pick up these kills here for the University of Melbourne. Now they look to hit onto this A site with 40 seconds left. XG and Shinjiro holding a cheeky little crossfire. Frog able to find the first one. And Shinjiro XG tries to be the hero that the Weebs and Pyjamas need right now, but again, the bomb goes down here for UniMelb. It's just Lemonade left to fight down 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at Lemonade. He doesn't even get to come in. Everyone is just shooting through all their bullets at that direction, saying, go back to where you came from. We do not need you here. And this is our side, which means that Team UniMelb, they are going to be up onto this series 5-4. It is a really neck and neck battle right now. And this is something that we are really looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, this is getting a bit closer, a bit hot under the collar for a few of these players. University of Melbourne finally taking, I guess, that coveted first round start. And Frog finding an immediate pick on Lemonade, picking that Kai angle, just absolutely obliterating and starting these rounds off masterfully for the University of Melbourne.
Yes, absolutely great pick up, which also means that Frog, with that immediate threat, means that this mid is absolutely something that the Weebs and Pyjamas can't push or even dare to pick, which means that Team UniMelb has plenty of time to make a decision, whether to go for a full bait and overtake Banana, or to take this massive stronghold and eventually go for an A push. And it depends on how they get. If they pick up the kill into the corner, and they can just re-rotate back into B, which pulls the QUT team pretty much out into the back. But yeah, this is a really rough position for Weebs right now, and they don't have that much to contend with, which right now they have to deal with 5-on-3 onto the A.
Yeah, you can see And not too much util left. XG does still have a molly available to use. He's going to go for the instead. Find V-Jack and find Shen. 2. XG getting so many double kills from this arch side. I have to say, very scary prospect if you're the University of Melbourne trying to hit A here. It's still 2 players trying to go up through the short side, 1 towards the balcony, but there's still 3 players here for the QUT side.
Oh, that is a nice trade from both sides, but Normal is back. He has already came to this side and Iguana King has to fight, but Iguana King is gonna take a nice long distance. Picks up the bomb. It means that he is gonna go for a quick plant, and by all in due time, 5 seconds left on the clock, he is gonna make it. 1-on-1 duel against Normal, and Normal is just slowly picking this. Iguana King doesn't see this. Oh, Iguana King. He gets tapped in the early beginning, but doesn't get anything else to go with this. And a little bit of BM coming from Normal. Gets 2 nice shots to say, we're coming back. This is going to be equalized 5 apiece.
And immediately, as we say, University of Melbourne take a round lead. Weebs and Pyjamas, they fire back. QUT now 5-5 with their compadres here. And you can see, Moni still not the best here for the Weebs and Pyjamas. I have to say, University of Melbourne has done a little bit better in the economy circumstance, but Weebs and Pyjamas just seemingly somehow able to pick up these rounds, forcing maybe a little bit of inexperience coming out of the University of Melbourne.
Yeah. Right now, it looks like they are going to take a traditional default into a banana approach. Kaiser is going to look after this mid, but he is going to be flashed up. Oh, but Potato Fries was trying his best to make a connection here, but he did get tapped for most of his health. He's going to run back on 48. The rest of Team UniMelb is going to slowly make a collective decision into this B. They are investing their utilities, although I'm not sure if they threw a smoke to block off gardens here, so it could be potentially bad. There is a boost, and Normal has spotted this. He's going to chuck his utilities in a potential engagement. 4v2, it's not so bad, but oh, hang on a second. They are going to turn tail and possibly try to bait a rotation out of the QUT team.
You can see them slowly backing off Banana and, well, as you said, slowly trying to bait out a rotation here, but QUT aren't going to budge a muscle here. Both players still stacked up Lemonade and, of course, Nomal over at that site, 3 over at A. And I like this defense here. It's a little stock standard for Weebs and Pyjamas, but of course they can go for a ton of info plays here. Nomal tossing a cheeky little HE deep into the Banana. Forces a few players, of course, off the peaking for the moment.
Yeah.
30 seconds here. University of Melbourne are getting this really down on the wire.
Yeah, I think they want to make a final play for the time here. Here we go. The rest of the utilities coming in. But that's not enough. And oh, it is bad. It is a crossfire between the two. But Lemonade is going to clean up. And out of a sudden, Team UniMelb, they are not going to make this in time. He's trying to struggle. Look, because they're struggling to get into here, trying to pick up the bomb. Oh, he picks up 2, but Shinjiro is going to take him with that orb, and that is going to be 6-5. It feels a little bit terrible on that one. Team UniMelb, they overplayed their hand, and Weebs and Pyjamas said, you know what, we're just going to wait and respond. We do not care what kind of fire you're going to be baiting to us, but we are just going to wait. And that paid off for them.
That's definitely a feels bad, because now they've only got Deagles here to work with a Tech 9-2 for Kazza, and well, Guana gonna be forcing out that 8k and a ton of utility here. Maybe looking to be the hero that UniMelb need right now, because of course they got to that 5, but Weebs and Pyjamas were able to answer back with 2 of their own and actually take back the lead off of the University of Melbourne. You can see a very passive setup again towards this A side, and University of Melbourne, they're trying to find a cheeky little peek here. Nomal, a very aggressive angle, I have to say, on top of the broken wall. He's just trying to hold for an off angle, get 1 drop off, and of course fall back, play for the numbers game here, because that's what QUT have been doing so far. And there we see it happen. QUT able to pick up that first kill on the mouse. Smart play.
Yeah, absolutely called that one. And right now, Frog is trying to go for... Oh, it's a nice headshot onto Potato Fries. He drops like a fly. And now he's looking through the quad. And he gets another to XG! Frog 1 for 1. You're insane.
Frog's out of his mind right now. Hippie hopped and he's taking out everybody. Lamau Nade, no, actually able to dethrone him for the moment. But that doesn't deter the hit to go B here. Smoke goes out from Iguana King. It's going to be up to Nomal here. the one to start this round off for a bang with QUT, but he needs to find a few more kills. V-Jack coming into him, he's just waiting for it. Nomal holding down this B site beautifully, a second under Iguana King. Kaza now to try and make something happen. 15 seconds, and Nomal just beautifully plays around that double box. He's going to be picking up the 7th here for QUT. Masterful hold of that B site.
Oh yeah, if Team UniMelb has Frog 1-for-1, then Weebs in Pyjamas has normal, because that 4K was gorgeous. Despite that, a little bit of pressure did get starting to turn for the QUT team. Normal says no, we're gonna hold this and we're gonna hold it nice and steadily. So he is gonna go and take this aggressive top of banana. He knows that no one's here, which means that this is gonna be quick, boom. And XG, he's gonna quickly get that first one from Potato, but he doesn't get anything else. Potato Fries is gonna aim to kill something else, but at this second he gets dropped and Kaiser is gonna go forward. Shinjiro is gonna chuck on Molly, but that angle is terrible for him and Kaiser is gonna take him down, which means that A is gonna be executed and taken by Team UniMelb. And the rest of Weebs in Pyjamas has to fight to hit this back.
Very good molly, I have to say, for QUT to start it off, but this is just better executed from the side of University of Melbourne. Now just left to LeMayo Nade. It's doable. There's one player, of course, with 1 HP. A few players tagged up heavily, but LeMayo Nade just needs to hit these shots. But Kaza, he's got a nice little angle off in pit, and he will be finding the 6 for University of Melbourne. Despite so many rounds going QUT's favour, it's still a close affair in this first half.
7-6. This is really close. We've been neck and neck since the start of this round, and I can't believe it. What a match between the two universities, showing super amount of talents. And we will see if we're gonna get a 7-0 potential, because Weebs in Pyjamas is gonna be having an eco round. Not a lot of utilities at all. So will they be able to take a reverse frog in this second? XG's in his case, most of his health says nope, it's not gonna happen at all. And Kaiser is gonna slowly make his way to pick up the kill.
It's a beautiful lurk there. Shinjiro maybe a little bit of over-aggression, and Kaza will be able to find it. First kill being found on the board for University of Melbourne. They're still playing it a little bit slow. I say slow, but they're straight out through that boiler position. Shen finding Potato Fries at XG. A Mayonade and Nomal, just the 2 remaining members to try and stop this from being a little bit more even. They would like. Smokes off across, of course, to cover the arch side. V-Jack's down the Mal, and it's just left to Paul LeMayo. A smoke, a deagle, and a dream, and Frog is the one to find it. 7 all here. University of Melbourne evening it up before the last round of the half.
Yeah, what a crazy first half right now. 7 apiece. Final round of the first half, which means that whoever pulls this one and then pulls the pistol round is going to have a huge lead and possibly take the first 2 to 3 round gap in deficit. So we will see who's going to grab that. And in the beginning, look at this team UniMelb. They are just going to keep taking this mid right now. They're so confident. Look at the aggression. Potato Fries has to instantly back off. Meanwhile, the QUT team says, okay, well then we're just going to quickly take this banana that you've given us freely. So if you do advance, we're going to instantly make you regret it and turn from the backside. And looking at this right now, Shinjiro with that AWP might just smell his prey, but not yet. No one's going to pick up that first kill. Oh, but no. Iguana King's going to be the one to take that kill.
That was smart there. Smart peek from Iguana there, going for the crouch. And here, LeMayo Nade caught V-Jack. Nomal, though, in an off angle that V-Jack wasn't quite expecting. Nomal deep in the side of T side. And Shen able to trade it back. It's left to Potato Fries and XG. XG gonna be holding down the midline. Iguana King going for the peek in the boiler. Shen has been spotted. AK picked up by XG, swapping it out from the M4. But Shen is hitting heads right now. He's hitting bullets, and he's going to be rotating completely over to this B site. Potato Fries, of course, low HP, but not going to expect him so quickly on the rotate.
It's actually quite smart coming from Shinky. He has grabbed a lot of good defensive kills to sweep that favor back into their team. Now that the Potato Fries knows that this is the B plant and he has gone to pick up an AK. It's an upgrade, but his chances are not looking very good. He doesn't have a kit, and it doesn't really have the utilities to deal with the situation. So pretty much he has to go in blind to possibly smell out where Shen is. Where Shen is just waiting for an easy kill.
Oh, this is such a brilliant angle, and there it is. As you said, easy kill found by Shen. Easy round picked up by the University of Melbourne. 8-7. After such a dominant resurgent bounce back here from the QUT side. 3 in a row from University of Melbourne. And again, still a close affair, but University of Melbourne finally able to inch out that last round to take the half in a little bit more their favor. Pistol now could be anyone's game here.
Absolutely, and right now this is gonna due to that they're gonna be starting. Weebs and Pyjamas don't want to be losing this one, because if they're gonna be losing the pistol round, which means that they're gonna have to be on another round of disappointment, because the team Uni Melbourne, they are gonna have the early economy if they win, and that is gonna be a potential 9-7 hitting into a 10-7 until Weebs and Pyjamas is gonna get that gun up. And Normal being super aggressive is gonna quickly tap a V-Jack, however. And that is going to be a little bit of momentum going into Weebs and Pyjamas. And they haven't really decided to go for a traditional stack, which means that Team Uni Melbourne still can't really rotate or do anything else on their current course.
You can see, though, QT, smart call to play it a little bit slow. They find that first kill on a V-Jack, and then, you know, they're able to take a step back, reassess the situation. Flash goes out towards Zay's side, and Shen... Oh! Beautiful HE does damage across the entire board of Weebs and Pyjamas. He's going to be shot out. Frog 2 going to be caught by XG on the lurk. And now it's a few more players left to deal with. Kaiser spotted towards the library will be taken to Iguana King. The last men to do it here. Weebs and Pyjamas found themselves in A site so beautifully off of that aggression.
Yeah, absolutely amazing work. And although that was a beautiful nade, unfortunately, it didn't really do too much. Iguana King still has to do 1 against 4 with the time against him. So this is just going to be looking a little bit rough unless he can pull a little bit of a miracle of headshots. He gets the 1. Doesn't see anything else. And no one's coming out to greet him. And Potato Fry says, hello, I am here. What are you going to do? You're not going to be jumping down anytime now. But Iguana King is going to stay calm and collected. But there is the time. And that is just going to be it. Weebs and Pyjamas is gonna win the duel, and Iguana King is gonna get traded there, so I guess that's gonna be okay. 8 apiece.
Yeah, very smart call from QUT. They sense that the A's a little bit weak to start this off, and well, they capitalized off it, finding so many quick kills into that site, and the University of Melbourne unfortunately not able to hold it. And you can see now that that round is won, bomb plant, and of course the round being won, money's there for the side of QUT. They've got MAC 10s and MP7 here for Shinjiro. And of course, a ton of aggression to be shown. Nobody here from the University of Melbourne's over at this A site. They've forced out Shen, so everybody just stacking. This is Weeb's site to take.
Yeah, that's a little bit funny right there. I mean, I get it that you know you're gonna be down on this round, but like, at least fight for it, right? Because you don't really have anything in economy. Is this like a reverse bait that's over 9,000 that we just cannot comprehend? I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, it's a little bit 5-head for us here. University of Melbourne still, of course, not budging a muscle. They can hear the bomb that's been planted. It's taken away slowly. Weebs and Pyjamas just like, where are they? Nowhere to be seen. Frog shooting something into the wall. I don't know what it quite reads here, but, you know, University of Melbourne just going to be sitting tightly and maybe just waiting for QUT to overpush into them.
Yeah, well, I guess they're gonna get it. Shen is gonna quickly take one out, but the rest of Weebs says, okay, that's pretty cute. I guess I will just be staying here, and well, the Lemonade is also gonna go down. But yeah, I'm a little bit taken back by that. I guess they don't want to be feeding the kills onto Weebs and Pyjamas for the economy game, but at the same time, I think he could have achieved the same just by dueling it out from Team Uni Melbourne. So here we go. They are going to gun up, although it's not the greatest gun up here. It's pretty much a quasi buy at the same time. Meanwhile, Weebs and Pyjamas is going to attack from the banana.
Yeah, just Nomal and Lemonade playing it smart there. Flash. We get, of course, Lemonade a little bit closer towards that front side wall. Potato Fries got for a bit of aggression into apartment, spots out Frog, but the molly denies him the opportunity to re-peek again. A smart molly to come out there, but not smart peek, I have to say. Frog a little bit dangerous in that one. V-Jack going to be dropping the smoke in. Kaiser, of course, going to be holding up on top of the pop plants here on the boost. V-Jack just going to be holding that pop flash for him here. Weebs and Pyjamas, though, threatening 2 sites at once. You can see 2 lurks over in his apartments, and still, that's keeping the University of Melbourne guessing. They don't want to over-rotate here. Nomal, a smart peek there to find the first on a Kaiser. Shen over towards the library side, of course, of Short, and finding Potato Fries. VJack mollied out and just can't really do much here. He's been forced into the open, and Weebs in Pyjamas, of course, going to be taking that B site.
Oh, there's a little bit of denial on planting here. Shinjiro finally going to relocate. He's on 29 health, so he is vulnerable. Does have utilities. Hasn't really decided to throw it just yet. Meanwhile, XG is going to go for a pickup. 928. There's only one kid coming from Frog. If they do get a good fight, they can force an unfavorable situation from Team UniMelb. And this is going to be the play. Oh, XG, what an angle they loaded up for him. It's going to take big 2 kills here. And Shen has to fight him. But Shen is also going to take 2 back. And that means he is going to go for a defuse without the kit. But he's going to be just fine. Oh, my God.
That's a crazy close one there. Big play from XG, but a bigger play from Shen to hold it down. And I have to say, and I give credit to Shen, he is currently the king upon his throne in this server right now. 21 and 10 as well, 7 assists. This man is just tapping heads as well. His headshot rating out of this world. I believe it was 70% in the first half, and he's just looking to farm up some kills here. And of course, for the side of Weebs in Pyjamas now, they're going to have to deal with it. 4 AKs to come out, Deagle from Lemonade, and a heavy amount of util considering their economic situation not the greatest.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to take a round. They want to inch out a little bit no matter what you took. Meaning, they're saying, alright, you know what? It does not matter what we do. Pretty much, we haven't been able to utilize all of the utilities anyway, so we'll just do it anyway and see what the water is going to be like. And at the end, Team UniMelb has to just defend, because if you have a look at all the utilities, Team UniMelb, it doesn't have that much as well. And XG is going to come up against his QUT. Hasn't really spotted the player just yet on QUT, which means that potentially they are waiting for another utility to smoke it out, and Potato Fries is gonna grab that and making lots of noise in the apartments. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he's going for, or if he's going for a massive bait. But XG, oh my God, XG takes 2 massive kills. Meanwhile, Potato Fries has gone down, but they do confirm 1 player, which is Frog at pit, and he goes down instantly.
Smart peek there from Normal. He knows exactly that he's not on the balcony anymore. He's dropped off. He got the sound cue, I believe. And you can see now Weebs in Pyjamas set up beautifully. Hold to Lemonade in the cheeky little off angle, trying to catch out VJack, but he's able to check it just in time. He's going to be walking out though. A quick kill, and then a walk to safety here. QUT, we're going to take the 10 here. And UniMelb, of course, going to go for that save of their money, as we saw, not too heavy invested on the util side, so they couldn't quite keep anything into this next round. And you can see now QT starting to inch out a bit of a lead as they go into the second half. It's 3-1 as the sides have swapped, and I have to give credit to QT's aggression. They're really starting to amp it up.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful, because Team UniMelb, they weren't able to deal with it, and the pressure that they got was a little bit too hot in that A side. Yes, Frog got a nice kill onto Potato Fries, but then right after that, it was pretty much stuck in that corner. Doesn't have any room to breathe, while the rest of QT decided to just run him down. Which means that right now, this is a really big round for the side of QT Weebs in Pyjamas. If they get this round, they're going to be 2 rounds up on Team UniMelb to be dealing with the rest of their aggression, and they will have to wait, because Weebs in Pyjamas is giving a lot of respect to Team UniMelb. They said, we want to take this nice and slowly. It's a nice volley to shush away VJack as well. So Team UniMelb not really sure about what's happening still at this stage.
QT slowly inching up Banana here. You see Lemonade really wants to get this quick kill, but Iguanaki's been spotted. They've gone for a bit of a split take here. They're going for mid control. XG! My God, this man's on fire right now. He set himself alight, and it's all QUT right now. Namal even fighting Frog towards second mid, takes his pistol for good measure. And QUT going to be getting that bomb down at A. Just Kaiser, the last man standing. He was the B defense here. Unfortunately, he didn't get even time to rotate as QUT take another site. They take another commanding hold and might be taking another commanding round here.
Yeah, and Kaiser here, one man with a dream, does grab Lemonade down here. I mean, potential for him to actually get something, but They do know where he is. He does take Nomo out as well, but that's just going to be the end. The rest of Weebs don't really want to be giving this one away. They are just going to be saving their own guns and avoid that duel. Meanwhile, a nice triple kill come from XG. This man has been performing absolutely insanely right now. The aggression from Weebs is going to be rewarded, which means that right now they have a 2 rounds lead over Team UniMelb, and this is a map picked by Team UniMelb. So if you're going to be losing on your own map that you picked, it's going to be even worse onto the next one.
Yeah, if this is the circumstance we're given on Inferno, and hate to see what Mirage is like here. QUT now finally finding themselves commanding in the driver's seat, but Shen immediately, though, off of the aggression that QUT has shown, he goes for a bit of aggression of his own, peeks out towards the balcony, takes out XG, who was a star player in that last round, and has been a star player in setting up these hits for QUT. University of Melbourne fighting themselves man advantage, and they stick with it. 3 over towards the A site. Weebs and Pyjamas left a little bit sour in this one.
Losing XG in the beginning is probably something that they're kicking themselves over, but it does not matter at the second. Oh, that could have been huge, but they have confirmed where VJack is, which means that this is going to be a potential push. However, do they know what they're going to be aiming for? Kaiser here is going to pick 2 up. Potato Fries picks 2 in reverse, but it means that they're going to quickly delay this plant here. Normal, he's going to grab that plant quickly, but 2v3, can they do it? That is the question. Because if they do it, it means that they're going to have the biggest lead over Team UniMelb. But Team UniMelb, they still have flashes to work with. They have a nade. There's still a lot of potential that they can do if they just be smart about it.
See QT setting up for this backside crossfire. Double flash from Namal if he wants to deploy them in here. Shen and Frog going to be coming up through the back site, and they're going to be spotting immediately. Namal taken, and around taken by University of Melbourne, a much needed one because they were starting to slip a little bit. QT, they were able to get the bomb down, so they secured themselves a heavy amount of cash going into this next one.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, this is good. This is the one that they really wanted. As soon as you get that 2 round up, you are gonna be able to rebuy in. It just depends on what options you really want to go. Might not be the full AK full buy, but it also means that you have plenty of one-tap strategies here. One-tap shots that is gonna be aiming to take away from Team UniMelb. But VJack on the AWP, looking at this banana, might just grab this first round. He is gonna take out Nomo, and that is a huge pickup from the beginning, which means that Weebs in Pyjamas, they have to deal with a broken hand for now.
Yeah, you can see the gun drop by Namal, and you can see how this affects QUT's attack, because Namal and, as we've seen, XG have really started to pick up the pace this half. University of Melbourne finding these 2 players early on is really, really good for the defense now. You can see Molly come out from Shen. You can see QUT still committing towards this A-side hit. They're going to have to deal with Frog. LeMayo Nate finding Iguana, but Frog's been unchecked on this balcony. Shen finding 1 and 2. Takes out Shinjiro as well with the help of Frog. And University of Melbourne hold that A-site completely on lock and even it up at an 11-11.
And the advantage is being pulled back onto Team UniMelb because this is a round of eco for QT, Weebs, and Pyjamas. And Shen and Frog, how much dangerous do you have to face when you have to go into the crossfire of these 2 players? Their performance has just been absolutely stellar. And this is going to be another easy kill for VJack. He quickly takes one, and the rest of QT don't care about the molly, so most of their health has just dissipated.
Yeah, it's something you can't really be affording to go for here with just pistols. Of course, the block train going up through Banana. VJack finding another, going for the nose scope. He's actually going to land one on a LeMayo nade, but able to find 2 picks in return. Shen holding for that backside peek, and Potato Fries, all he can really ask for is to get that bomb down. He's retrieved the AWP. He's taken to about 4 points of HP. Molly comes out, flash 2, and University of Melbourne hot on his trail. Molly to burn him out from Iguana King. Nicely placed and lined up. University of Melbourne take back the lead after Weebs in Pyjamas started to have this game on lock.
Yep, I mean, potato fries, the best way you can have them is pretty much barbecue to life, right? So he gets a little bit of deep fry action going with there from his full health, poor potato fries, rest in peace. But right now, Team UniMelb, they have won the last 3 rounds in a row, and they are starting to pull away a little bit here. If they pick up this round, Weebs and Pyjamas is going to be in a very sore spot. They have to stop giving players away in this banana, and they just haven't been able to do anything to VJack's AWP, and this is not something that they can compete with, especially with so much utilities raining down upon their path.
Yeah, they just can't seem to do anything right. Zero. Potato fries. Caught. Frog. Beautifully placed. Wallbang there. You can see Jack and Kaiser just holding this banana for any aggression, but the aggression's over towards A again. QT seem to just hit this A side over and over again. They haven't found any luck in B, so A has been their bread and butter so far. You can see XG snuck through the boiler. He's in a nice little off angle, and University of Melbourne, though, haven't budged a muscle. The flash comes out, but Iguana King's just able to take XG for free on the swing.
Uncertainty is starting to come into the Weebs and Pyjamas right now. They've been putting in a big stop. VJack here, and with the AWP, is gonna grab Shinjiro too. That means AWP down, and that is pretty much gonna be normal. Picks up the AWP, but not much you can do right here. 1 AK and an AWP against the whole team, just waiting at the site. It's gonna be so rough for them. And Iguana King instantly takes out a lemonade, and yeah, that's just gonna be too easy. It is a team ace, but a very nice defensive round from Team UniMelb.
I have to say, and I give them credit, they're not over-rotating, not moving all too much, and just letting QT walk into them. A beautiful shot later by VJack over towards Banana, and again, a beautiful hold towards mid-side here for the A players of University of Melbourne. And you can see now QT maybe on a bit of their last dying breath, only Tech9's Deagles, and as we see, now starting to really lose the momentum in this game.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen QT really just be starting to not be able to breathe that out. VJack is going to take potato fries quickly, and XG is going to grab on your return. Takes a nice headshot onto VJack, which means that he is going to quickly get this plant. And the rest of his team is desperately trying to find anything they can. There's an AWP in the hands of Normal, and if he picks up one more, this could just swing back a highway robbery on the way into Weebs and Pyjamas.
And Volley burns out. Normal, he can't even really do anything about it. Shen with a high flash in the sight. LeMayo need to take out Frog. Holds his nerve. XG lands a shot. A second on an Iguana King. He's taking him low and taking him out. XG getting 4 in the round. And heroics aplenty from him. Finding QC at 12 when they really shouldn't be finding it.
What was that? XG, he did it again. I mean, that 4K was just absolutely disgusting. It was supposed to be looking more like 14-11, but out of nowhere, QT is gonna grab one in the dark, which means that look at this beautiful aggression coming in. But no, XG is gonna instantly go down to Iguana King for being super aggressive.
He pays for it. It seems maybe a little bit of overzealousness coming out here from the side of QT. Once XG finds that hero play, he's feeling himself, and you can't really fault him for going for a pick or a play like that. But again, you need to play off the numbers. You need to play for your team. You need to play a little bit more, of course, for the trades. And University of Melbourne, they know that all too well. They're going to be holding a very passive angle here towards the arch side, maybe letting QT walk onto them. And of course, taking them out from there. You can see flashes and QT setting up for this A take. But there's still, again, University of Melbourne with 3 to hold down this site with a minute left.
Oh, they are going to start executing onto this A. Haven't really thought about it. There is going to be a rotation coming in from Team UniMelb. But this is nice. The Weebs have decided to turn tail, and they are going to swing back into this B. Which means that VJack has to hold them off. And there is going to be Kazu here. But is it too late on this rotation? That is the question.
It's looking a little bit rough here, though. Able to swing out, get Shinjiro through the smoke. VJack goes himself 3 Ks are caught on the coffins, and they'll be taken out by LeMayo. Bomb goes down for potato fries, and now 2v2 here. A half tagged up Frog, and of course an Iguana King coming from the banana position here. Frog does have a molly here to flush out a potential angle that they could be sitting in. Flash comes out as well. Potato needs to move and he goes for it. He hunts onto Iguana King, takes him out, and now it's left to the Frog and HE. Well timed down to 8 HP and molly too. This stops Frog from pushing, and LeMayo Nade get a swing. 13-13 evened up by QUT.
How are we still going on this first map? It is still one after another, where we think just one team is gonna finally fall and lose momentum. They swing back out of nowhere, out of impossible odds, and now 13 apiece, round 27. Team UniMelb, they are gonna be on a round of eco. But I'm not gonna put any money on like Weebs and Pyjamas into this one right now, just with how both sides is able to just take ridiculous rounds. And there is gonna be a little bit of a duel into that smoke. Not gonna get any connections at all, but the rest of Weebs and Pyjamas, they are gonna have the advantage, however.
Yeah, Weebs and the Pyjamas have, I guess, the economic advantage. They have the utility advantage. CZ coming out from Frog could be disastrous towards that apartment side, but unfortunately, not going to be netting that first kill. Kaiser able to find it though. LeMayo Nade over peeking, maybe over showing with the smoke, of course, being tossed out. Orb traded off by Shinjiro, and they're looking to hit this A site here, but still, University of Melbourne are finding these picks. Kaiser again with this 5-7, and as you said, you can't hedge your bets on QUT right now.
Oh, please! What's happening? What's happening? This is a round of eco. But he said they clean up and they pick up 3 goals. Are you kidding me? What's going on? Like, they had every utility, you had everything. You had a full buy from QUT, where Team UniMelb have 5 pistol. I mean, they had a CZ, yes, but like, what is that? I can't do this, Tony. I'm done. I'm done.
It's absolutely feeling that way, V-Jack. He's done with this game. He wants out. LeMayo Nade taken out. And yeah, University of Melbourne finding themselves an early pick, a second on a potato fries. This is looking a little bit more doable now for their side. And this is what we expected to see out of QUT in their gun round. So it's going to be, of course, double orb here for University of Melbourne. And I like to see that more of course, a defensive-sided buy. Bomb going to be picked up by Shinjiro. He's taken, of course, XG. Found over towards the arch side, and this is not really much QUT can do. A nice shot from Normal, but he needs to tend with V-Jack, who's just hitting banger after banger. Roll the highlight reel. This man's just aiming down sights and taking players left, right, and center.
Oh, V-Jack. Alright, he's gonna hold on to that. So this is gonna be the first match point. I mean, this is the first one. Alright, I have no idea what to say because that was ridiculous coming from both sides. And Team UniMelb, they're going to be the first one to have a crack at obtaining some points tonight. QUT, Weebs and Pyjamas with their AK buys. This is everything that they can. And could be lights out. Whoa! But Iguana King is going to grab the massive drop. He's going to pick up double. And that is huge on the side of UniMelb. No one's going to return the favor with Shinjiro. And this is going to be tied up 3 apiece onto each side. The players are coming in. Kaiser has to fight this. There's going to be a molly, but that angle is a little bit terrible. Oh! Kaiser here picks up a double. He holds this whole side until XG pops up from the top. And this is going to be the plan. 2-on-1. V-Jack walking back with that AWP. And XG trying to get himself in. Long distance shoot onto Shen. Doesn't pick up anything, but that's a nice shot onto V-Jack. The whole tournament riding on this, but Shen says no. Which means that this is finally going to be the first map of tonight. Team UniMelb 16-13. Ridiculous.
An absolutely crazy turn of events. Finally, University of Melbourne able to edge out QUT. And again, props to the entire roster. It wasn't just one player showing up massive. It was Shen from times. It was V-Jack with banger rounds. Kaiser on that eco, finding them around in 13-13. They shouldn't be finding at all. QUT had all of the advantage, and the University of Melbourne just able to edge out the win here and take this first map.
Yep, it's just, I don't know. I don't know, Tony. Like, there's just been too many swings, too many rounds that shouldn't be done. But hey, you know what? Both sides did and committed absolutely, like, murder. They got away with it. They got away clean. And we couldn't pick a winner out of how many? Out of 27 rounds, I believe. 27 versus 13 all. We just couldn't put a name to it. But fortunately for Team UniMelb, on their pick, they are going to hold their pick, which means that they're first one up on this board tonight. We are going to go into a quick break. It is going to be the next map for Mirage coming from a pick on QUT. And before we do that, Tony, do you have some absolute beautiful sponsors you would like to shout out for us?
Of course, I'm going to thank our lovely sponsors. Of course, our presenting partner, Chatime. Fresh iced tea, try the new range today at your local store. Of course, Chatime, the fastest growing iced tea franchise in Australia. As well, AOC, of course, our global leader in monitor display technology. More than 50 years of experience. And of course, millions of loyal customers worldwide. Today, the company offers a wide selection of stylish monitors for home, office, and gaming. Of course, you can combine it all in a one, though, because, of course, everybody working from home during COVID. Indomie as well, delicious mee goreng to be picked up at your local supermarket. Of course, feel free to let us know what your favorite flavor is, because there's a ton out there, of course, from Indomie. RIG as well, what it takes to win, as we saw University of Melbourne have what it takes to win tonight, of course, in this first map. And RIG, you know, powering them with some lovely headsets, of course, superior audio for anyone at that competitive level, and of course, streamers as well at any level.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is really, really good to hear and see. Guys, make sure to go check them out. We are going to cut into a quick BRB before we return for the second map and the final map of the night with Mirage. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone, to the AEL University League, and of course, Season 2 here, and we saw a cracker of the first game, didn't we, Emperor? It was a little bit close to fair, but University of Melbourne just able to inch it out in, of course, those last few rounds, and take it across the board on that first map.
Yeah, I mean, that was way too close to be anyone's map, to be honest. Most of the time we were just staring and gouging our eyes out going, some of those shots was absolutely mind-boggling and some of the takes and turns was disgusting. Overall though, we're very happy and satisfied that both teams was able to get a lot of good matches in, a lot of good shots committing into the high momentum plays, 4Ks out of nowhere, 3Ks, players with big massive mollies that has forced unfavorable positions for both sides. Which means that we're strapped in for a beautiful night coming in onto this map too, where the pick is from QUT, the boys coming in with a Mirage play. So hopefully we might be seeing a possible tying up from both sides. Tony, what do you reckon?
It's definitely possible. We saw a ton of hero plays come out from the side of QUT. XG finding massive rounds he shouldn't be there, and of course Lamal finding some very impressive shots too. And I have to, of course, call on again to UniMelb. How well is their Mirage set up here? Because the side of QUT, from what I've heard, their Mirage is very, very good, and expected to see as to why they've picked it.
Yeah, I mean, QUT, historically speaking, they've always done well on a map like Mirage. This is their standard they always refer to. Every time that they said, we need a decider, it's like, straight into Mirage. You don't want to bend that. Yeah, that's always going to be the first pick. And of course, it also depends. I believe a 50-50 goes straight into the dust for their map 3 that they always like to swing by. Players coming from XG that we're seeing has been performing absolutely phenomenal with normal as well. And Team Uni Melbourne, gotta give it to Shen for being super calm, dropping, I think it was 27 or 27 plus kills. Huge performance, and of course holding with the dynamic duo. I think I saw someone on Twitch chat saying the dynamic duo is the Frog Nation with Iguana King because they both frogs as well. But whatever swings your boat, guys, we are gonna come into tonight. And if you still haven't followed our Twitch channel, please make sure to follow at twitch.tv/AEL Uni, and of course follow my man at TwoTapTony, because he does a lot of casting as well, and this guy has been in the scene for quite a long time. If you don't recognize him, it is time to go and check him out.
I appreciate the plug, and of course you can check out Emperor as well on his respective channel. I believe it's Emperor_ZK, correct me if I'm wrong. And hopefully we get into this one, because of course the University of Melbourne and QUT is a close affair, and we can now see the game starting in front of us. University of Melbourne getting to start off that CT side, QUT going to be on the T side, and we can see, again, QUT just going for a little bit more of a stock standard, buy a few armors, of course, and the flash smoke to come out from Namal, and going to be playing a little bit more default to start this off. Not normally what we see of a pistol round.
Yeah, usually we're seeing like a 5-stack rushing straight to B through the apartments, but at this second, it looks like this is just going to be a nice normal play coming from QUT. It feels like their strategy is more at a calm manner, and they're just baiting out a response where they can take the juice into this mid and possibly go for an A play, but they're not spotting anything out in this mid. So they're probably thinking and scratching their head going, where is everyone? And all of a sudden, a little bit of fire has gone through. Potato Fries down to about half, and the rest of the team is coming in, clashing onto this A, and VJack very, very low, gets taken a double on XG, and it means that right now he's gonna get the plant down. Potato Fries finally going down. Frog is gonna take one with Kaiser, but Normal here is gonna take one back onto Frog. This is essentially a 3v2, and they need to play this. And as well, XG comes out of nowhere. What is that? It's a 4K to begin with on XG. Super clean headshots.
Yeah, he's the headhunter. It's free real estate for him over at that A site, and collecting 4 to start it off. And as we said, QUT, their map pick and starting it with a banger pistol like that is absolutely insane. 4 Mac-10s being forced immediately, wasting no time. Galil out for Normal, and unfortunately for the University of Melbourne, not going to be picking up the pistol. Means I guess a bit of a mid-stack go for a bit of aggression, try and steal away a gun, and Iguana actually able to take Lemonades Mac-10 off him.
Oh, no, the reverse like that's not gonna work. XG's gonna take 2 back, and instantly they threw everyone just for 1 Mac. And Kaza goes, oh, well, okay, well, I'll take this Mac now. It's going to be transferred into me. Meanwhile, the rest of Weebs is just going to take this. And Kaza don't even get to do anything with it. So, a 2 big round for Weebs and Pyjamas. And, of course, this is going to be the round that they have to compete with Team UniMelb. With their first buys coming in, it feels like that they're going to be taking a very strong play here as the way they're going to be playing. Kaiser here with a FAMAS, buying lots of utilities as well as VJack.
VJack bringing in the smoke flash here. You can see nice little one-way popped for connector. Normally we see a ton of players, of course, go for this cheeky little one-way because it's hard to see over it with the smoke covering your entire torso. QUT. Of course, this is a quote-unquote bonus for them. They've got still a few Mac 10s in play, and, you know, if they were to take this, it would look very good for them going into these future rounds. And for the side of University of Melbourne, they need to take this round if they want to, you know, stay ahead of the game early on. You can see all outside of A for the moment. You can see just a player sneaking up through middle here, Potato Fries, but the exec is over towards A. Iguana King, though, to start it off for the side of University of Melbourne. Shen also finding another XG, able to take one. It's just trade kills after trade kills here on the entry into this A site, and it's just a wall of smokes in the way of University of Melbourne. Bomb will go down. XG spotted by a beautiful shot from Taser, and Shinjiro going to be swung trip that round off for the damage alone.
Yeah, nice play coming from Team UniMelb. Now, I believe, like, even after all those smokes, they were staring to her. Iguana says, you know what, no problem, I shall become the smoke, and I will go in anyway. Well, it is a bonus run from Weebs and Pyjamas. They did solid amount of damage, as well as the same time, it looks like we are gonna just be getting into another play here. What's going on? What the?
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. Oh, XG, my god! Shot straight down mid, straight to Shed's dome. Not a chance he gets to pick the window here. Weebs and Pyjamas picking up with pace after losing an unfortunate bonus round here to the side of University of Melbourne. You can see, again, setting up for a bit of an A exec. They've got some lineups in play. Molly and Smoke to cover this short side, and this is up to the University of Melbourne to hold. It's up to VJack and it's up to Frog to hold strong here because Weebs and Pyjamas are coming quickly.
Oh, VJack coming out of the smoke into 3 players is not something that you want to do. Frog also gets taken down from Ramsey, which means that this is a beautiful A site executed by the Weebs. And Kaiser goes down on that connector play, and this is just going to be it. Iguana King has to stare down at the full might of the Weebs in Pyjamas. They said, we're going to go back and watch some anime. Sword Art Online first. And maybe Haikyuu because, yeah, it's Olympics.
Yeah, we love Haikyuu, and, well, I guess they've taken inspiration from it. Weebs and Pyjamas just dunking on the University of Melbourne right now. As, you know, we saw such a close affair on Inferno. This is not the, I guess, display I was expecting out of QUT going into this map. You can see Iguana King just trying to hold for an exit, try to find a cheeky little kill in this apartment's back alley, but Weebs and Pyjamas can afford to go for this aggressive. They can go for the hunt here. Nomal on the other side, and the player coming through apartments in just a second, though. Iguana King isolates 2 XG, not able to get there in time. Weebs and Pyjamas pick up the round, but Iguana King done a heavy amount of damage there.
Iguana King, he is going to stay alive with that, but the rest of his team is unable to afford anything in this round. They're going to have a nade, a flash, you know, a little bit of smoke just to, you know, pretend that they can hold something at this second. Meanwhile, Weebs and Pyjamas, they are ready to just hammer through this round. Look at all the utilities that they're going to just be investing, which means that they can pretty much assimilate themselves into any side they wish and just take it in style, as long as they cover the angles and get the smokes right. Obviously, if you don't drop your smokes and you have a smoke, that's not something you want to be doing. And they have the flashes, they're going to start investing. Don't want to be dropping for no reason. But Kaza here might just grab one. Then yeah, huge pickup here. Meanwhile, Shinjiro also goes down to Frog. Kaza goes down, and Lemonade is going to pick up the double. And essentially, this is going to be going into Weebs here. Iguana King slowly is in that shot, but he's going to be walked down by Lemonade as well. So this is absolutely the round to be looking at. QUT flexing up 4-1. It's nice, and the rest of Team UniMelb doesn't really have anything to like answer back into the QUT team.
Yeah, and as we said, historically, QUT, a dominant force on Mirage. You can see still that historic reigns true. And, well, back to a bye here, though, for the University of Melbourne. VJack going for an aggressive ult pick. Not going to be able to find anything. He's going to have to fall back because there is a ton of QUT players putting pressure on. And I have to give them props already. Showing this mid-aggression, and University of Melbourne have just been really forced out. And you can see the execs come in from there and looked very coordinated from the side of QUT.
Yeah, they still haven't even had a chance to fight from Nessie. Every time they bought something, they just been sticking with that A play. They haven't really got anything else, and all of a sudden Frog gets taken down. Shen drops Shinjiro, which means that the bomb drops in front, but noodle is going to recover that really easily. Iguana King finds a big jumping lemonade. Doesn't really have anything to do anything else about, which means that QUT right now, they are gonna go for a take here. Kaiser picks up the first one, gets traded out. Oh, that is a huge pickup coming from the Mal. Vijay gets disabled, which means Iguana King has to invest into a play. There's an AOP in his side. 6 health, he can do this. Iguana King, oh, huge pickup. It's a 1-on-1, and he can play this in so many different ways.
Yeah, the smoke comes out, he's just gonna stick it. Here goes to, of course, halfway. The flash comes out, and Iguana, though, has to stick it fully. No kit in his hands, and Namal just going to be playing for the time, baiting perfectly here. He hears the tap. He can hear the jump up now. Iguana King's been spotted, but he's going to hit the shot through the smoke. He doesn't have the time to defuse, but it's going to be the round of QUT. Iguana King almost, but not quite there. He almost pulled it off. Almost the 2v1. And 5 rounds still, though, to QUT. Still dominant fashion being shown on this T side of Mirage.
Wow, Team UniMelb almost pulling that off, but QUT is still showing absolute dominance. And once again, they have the full AKs, they have the buys, they are going to have the advantage, and Team UniMelb doesn't really have the response that they're looking for. Iguana King might be holding great here, but the rest of the Weebs are not even interested. Oh, it's a nice tap up. Iguana King doesn't connect, and XG walks up, takes that first one onto the Frog. And this is just going to be confirming their current strategy, which is pretty much take that connector, smoke out the rest of Catwalk, and just fight into A.
It's just another A split though. Shen collecting on 2 with that Deagle. Nice little angle to play, of course, with a pistol at that range. It's very deadly. Lameo Nade, though, takes Kaiser. Iguana King in the spawn's going to be flashed out. Peaks VJack going for the connectors. Shots on the XG. Iguana King actually able to help him out there, get the assist on, and well, now it's left to VJack, the one that set it up beautifully, going to be taken out by Lameo Nade. QUT looking unstoppable in this A execute that they've set themselves up for so far this entire half.
I'm going to say it right now. Weebs in Pyjamas, they're going to have this map nailed. I mean, 5 rounds already. If they take this one, where Team UniMelb having 2 AWPs being brought down once again, it's going to mean that this lead is just going to keep on being extended. It's a nice lane coming to ramps. It's going to find XG a little bit of damage here, but it doesn't matter because, oh, XG, he's going to quickly walk up and take a kill. Lemonade also takes out Iguana King, which means that it's 2 AWPs that they have to retake Shen. He's going to take 1 kill reversed by Lemonade. He's going to come back from the side and take out VJack. And that is already starting to look worse and worse for Team UniMelb, but Lemonade hasn't really spotted the player in connector until the draw from the Mao, and this is just going to be the round for QUT.
Yeah, expected though. Kaiser able to set up the Mao, Shijiro. It's just Weebs in Pyjamas just feeling themselves. They're all over this map, and there's nothing of answer here. Sorry for the University of Melbourne, and well, a pause going to be called. I believe a tactical one here, because University of Melbourne need to dig deep. Weebs in Pyjamas, this has been 5 straight rounds after, you know, a second was University of Melbourne took the first of their board and 3rd of the half overall. Weebs in Pyjamas have just amped up the pace completely. Of course, swapping over from Inferno to now, this is a different QUT.
Very, very different from the first map. The first map we saw Team UniMelb like, you know, being absolutely amazing, and obviously QUT the same. Swing back and forth. It's like a close boxing match where both sides is swinging and then countering and then swinging again, and yeah, it's just really good fights. But now Team UniMelb losing round after round, and of course this round they are gonna consider what the possibility is going to be, because if they drop this one as well, 8-1. it's devastating. It's something that it means that you have to fight so hard to fight back, and of course on a map that's purely your opponent's pick, it means the pressure is on. Have their whole tank being drained by QUT? That is the question.
I have to say, and it's an interesting one to call for. QUT aren't even really going for any B execs or any crazy, of course, strategies. They're just sending it mid, setting up for the util over at A with a few players, I believe Potato Fries and XG towards that side of the map, and just executing perfection. University of Melbourne even, you know, having 3 players, I believe, stacked at that side on one of the rounds, just not quite able to do it. QUT just flexing their dominance here in Mirage, and you can see why some of these teams are scared to play Mirage against this side.
Yeah, especially after this 1 week, I believe QUT is not going to be seeing Mirage for a long time. They're going to go, we'd rather play you Ancient right now, right? Next week we're going to cast nothing but Ancient. So this is going to be a nice little bit of a same execute, like what you said before, Tony. Weebs in Pyjamas, they know what the formula is, they know what the win is supposed to be, they know the condition that they need to execute in any given form in Mirage. It just depends on what the play is going to be that they're going to be rotating towards. They've got nothing but finesse currently on this map, and it looks like they might just be able to get one, but that is going to be smoked out by Normal. So nothing's going to come out, and Shinjiro is going to pick that V-Jack, and V-Jack drops instantly, and the nade is also going to be shooing him away. That's Frog dead and stuck in the corner.
Oh, beautifully shot there from Shinjiro. Their time perfection. Shen be taken out in the window, and again, QUT going to plant the bomb back at A. And who would have thought another round on their T side and another round at A. Iguana King Kaiser. Kaiser has retrieved an 8K, a shot. Throw from Iguana King on a LeMayo nade, but not really all too much the University of Melbourne can do here. No kit, unfortunately. They have 2 flashes to go for a potential exit kill, but again, this is going to be another round to QUT. They're just going to be saving that AK, saving that deagle for a rainy day, and it's all, of course, stormy seas here for the side of University of Melbourne. 8 going to QUT, taking the half lead already in very quick fashion.
Team UniMelb, they need to come up with a solution fast. It is still possible to swing back 8 to 7. That is still very doable, but they must do it right now, because if they don't and they go to a switch, I'll say this right now, if you think QUT is scary as a T in Mirage, you have nothing on them when they go to CT. So Team UniMelb, this is the round. They've got an AUG, they've got an AWP, they've got a picked up AK, and finally they're going to get the first early duel, and yes, the nest finally comes alive, and XG is going to go down. Shen goes really aggressive, picks up, walks up, and it's going to take out Lemonade. For the first time, Weebs in Pyjamas doesn't have that mid control. They are being contested finally, which means that they have to readjust at this second. It looks like A can still be a potential play. It depends on how Frog is going to be the one to retake this. Meanwhile, their time might just be cut short because Shen is going to drop Potato, which means that there's just one player on each side and not a lot of people that they can really go for.
Yeah, University of Melbourne fighting fire with fiber. QUT, of course, very strong in their aggression, but now we're seeing a little bit of that from the University of Melbourne, going for some cheeky little mid picks, and it pays off. You can see now 2v5 and double AWP here. The T side, not the greatest situation to be in either. Iguana King going for the jump spot, Shen holding the crossfire. Some damage being dealt on the Shinjiro. HE flash to Shen going for this aggressive hold and going for this aggressive angle. Shinjiro's not going to expect him here either. 39 seconds, high flash comes out, bomb drops. QUT, not really much hopes in this round. Mal able to pick one with the Tech 9 before falling. Second round finally being taken by the University of Melbourne, and no QUT, that's not going to be too disastrous in the end of things. Of course, they still have money, still have a round lead. They're feeling very confident going into these next few.
Team UniMelb, they did get a nice little bit of a response back onto the QUT. And if they can continue this, it'll be really amazing. But QUT right now, it feels like they're just going to change up their strategy a little bit. Look at this, Sniper's Nest already smoked up, and they can't really contend. Shen being shushed away, nice damage onto Potato and XG, and that is a big pickup coming from Shen.
That is a big pickup, and again, VJack and Iguana King it's gone straight for blood in terms of this mid setup, and QUT have finally been answered for so many rounds they've walked out for free, it feels. Flash comes out from Kaiser, setting up beautifully for the peek onto Shinjiro, and this is QUT now feeling a little bit chaotic in their takes, because University of Melbourne are finally seeming to answer for what has been such a dominant start to this half.
I'm not sure what QUT can do at this stage. Their kit is not really favoring them, and XG has to go and open up B at least to take out 2 kills. Look at the angles. Iguana King is just staring here. XG finds 1, but Shinjiro goes down, and it's just XG here. Have to fight the whole side, and Iguana King is gonna take a triple kill and take that round back into Team UniMelb. 5 rounds apart now. They're slowly closing the gap.
Yeah, and I guess to call out and look at the scoreboard here, Iguana King, despite this gap, 14-5. This man has been popping off and doing bits here for the University of Melbourne. You can see why they're able to find these rounds back in return. Weebs and Pyjamas now forced onto an eco, an AK hero here from Namal, and this is not a situation we expected them to be in after such a dominant string of rounds. University of Melbourne finally looking to come back into form here and show us, you know, the same CT side that they showed on Inferno.
If they didn't, I'm afraid we would have been looking at a disaster. But Normal is going to go down to Frog, which means that the rest of Weebs says, you know what, let's go, just go for it. There's an AK to be picked up on XG. Utilities is going to be taken out here, but Frog is just going to wait long distance with that AUG, having the current meta play, waiting for the possible shootout. Meanwhile, Potato is going to quickly plant in this smoke. It is awesome, and Potato don't have to do anything else but just hide. And rightfully so, he's going to get taken down, but VJack slowly walking out with that 8 and the rest is just going to fall. Shinjiro doesn't get anything, and there's everyone on the team of UniMelb has a kit. 4-8, it is beautiful.
Yeah, set up beautifully there to hold it, and set up beautifully even if QT were able to get that bomb down. You can see now the scoreboard 4-8, and University of Melbourne, this has been a string of rounds much needed from them. 3 in a row, and maybe looking to even up this half a little bit more. Look at that 7-8, potentially 6-9 scoreline, because QT back on a buy in this round, and potentially looking back in sort here, playing a little bit more default for the moment. Shen and Iguana King going for this trademark mid-aggression that we've seen from them now start to show. VJack going for the peak towards lower. He's going to be tagged up, but so is LeMayo Nade. Both players take it extremely low for that confrontation. Sorry, and now Weebs and Pyjamas actually looking to rotate back towards this A side.
One health VJack, that's what we call it. This man's immortal, and he says, I am gonna live and I am gonna survive forever right here. It means that the current Weeb's gonna have to make a decision because there's a lurker. Shen all the way back, he has made it to spawn. And if they don't see this, Shen is just gonna take Normal out, and he's gonna gleefully get away with that.
Yeah, it's getting away scot-free for us. Finding Iguana King, also finding Shinjiro towards middle here. It's only Potato Fries and LeMayo Nade here to try and set up this A. Exactly. Still have utility to work with, but it's up to the hero play. Potato Fries going for the swing, gonna be taken by VJack. LeMayo Nade, the one to take that early engagement, taken low here, and needs to try and take this round, isolate some duels here, because it's a 1v5, not a very winnable situation, but we've seen some crazy things in terms of Counter-Strike history. Flash goes in, Frog looking to go into with it. HG available for, I believe, a player? No. Oh, it was Frog. Yeah, Frog took it. LeMayo, no HG needed. 5-8 here for the University of Melbourne now.
Oh, and we jinxed it. Team University of Melbourne, they are closing the gap. 8-5, and this is a round of eco coming from QUT Weebs. 3 rounds. This is potentially an 8-6, and your team UniMelb keeps on holding like this. We are gonna go into a potential 8-7. 5-man stack is coming in, and Kaza here is gonna be looking at a lot. Everyone is burning. They don't care. But
XG though, oh my god, shots returned there. They were burning alive, but for the moment they fight in the flames. VJack also taken low in kitchen. Molly again here from Shed. Goes for the swing, takes a second on XG2. Now up to the hero Potato Fries, and he will be cooked in the air fryer. And sizzled to a cinder here. 5th goes 6th here for the University of Melbourne. A valiant effort, though, from the QUT side. Even on an eco, they got the bomb down, they got the money, they secured it. It's now the last of the half, and we could be looking at that 7-8, the way University of Melbourne have come back into this.
Oh, I think that attack force coming in from Team University of Melbourne has worked in lots of ways for them. Very positive light right here, and Weebs, finally, this is going to be the final round for them to just inch out one more round. If they do it, they can still gain that advantage that they've held so early on. 8-1. But Shen says goodbye, potato fries. You're not going to have that early meal, so that is advantage given. And rightfully so, Lemonade is going to be traded, however. So Team University of Melbourne, they are still going to have the man advantage. Meanwhile, the QUT teams, they're going to have to try to find something else as an entry.
Yeah, you can see all grouping up again over towards this A side. It seems to be the only way QUT want to take it is over at A here on their gun rounds here. But they're going to have to deal with Frog sitting in spawn. He's going to have to deal with 2 more players, Shen and Jack both here as well, to deal with this onslaught that QUT seem to be going for, but it seems to be worked out. Shen, beautiful shot from stairs to close it, and it's going to be the 7-8 scoreline we expected. University of Melbourne with a straight 6 to end that half off. What a play from all of them.
Oh yeah, looking at Shen and Iguana King, 17 apiece, and then XG was 17. Like, all the players are popping off, and here we go. Weebs is going to be on the CT side, and the stack comes into A, and Lemonade and XG is going to go down. No more returns one, but he is just going to go down, so Iguana King takes another. Meanwhile, there's going to be the plant, and the rest of the Weebs, they are being taken down one by one, and we are going to equalize. Look at this. We've jinxed this so hard. Oh no.
Yeah, after 8-1 start from the QUT side, it's now all even up at 8-8, and, well, I guess potato fries to call out, and of course we don't like to call out poor scorelines, but 113, he might be playing too much Valorant at this stage. The University of Melbourne now to they're forced by Mac-10s to come out, and AK as well to boot here, and they're looking to exec this B site quickly. Flashes rain over the top, and it's going to be a Hail Mary hold here for the Weebs in Pyjamas. Already potato fries being taken towards the truck side. Bomb goes down, and Shen, Iguana King, they're just lighting them up. I can't even talk on them too much because they're all just dropping like dominoes to this University of Melbourne side.
And that is a big old mac and cheese that you get every time you win that pistol round on the T side. So Team UniMelb, they lose 7 in a row and then they win 8 in a row. It's like they're saying, whatever you can do, we can do it better. So there is going to be a buy from the Weebs coming out. If they lose this one, it's going to start looking more and more worse. And Team UniMelb, they are absolutely wrecking it. They're gonna stack up into this B, execute, and Shinjiro sees all of this. It's the defense. How's it gonna be? He's gonna grab one. Doesn't get the second at all, but XG from the side picks one up. Lemonade takes the other. There is gonna be the plant 4-2. Surely they're not gonna be dropping this run as well. XG, that's gonna be forced out, and he's gonna take one. 8 health left, but he survives. And yeah, that's gonna be it.
Yes, a brave hold there from XG, but of course he will be taking out... he will be taking out the opposition in the end there. QUT able to answer back for, you know, that was 7 going into 8 rounds in a row for the side of University of Melbourne. It's finally evened up. We see QUT back on the board, and this is now where we see the fight happen here. Both teams with rifles, full util as well to boot. Orb out for VJack, and this round the tested to see which way this half will sway, because after a team wins a round, it seems they just string them along after, and you know, it's not really much the other side can do right now. Smoke goes to Connector, and you can see the Weebs and Pyjamas actually setting up for a heavy bit of mid presence.
Yeah, you do see them setting up that play. They don't want to give too much domination to Team UniMelb, who's riding on a high, finally being shut down in their winning streak. Team UniMelb, they are still very rich. Kaze picks up Normal first, and that is a really big kill. They haven't really thought about where they wanted to potentially execute, but this could be the play into A. You see the players are angling the rest of the squad, they are just gonna be waiting for the smoke and getting it out here. I like the position. I like the way they're thinking. And right now, QUT, they're also just feeling it out. They haven't really thought about it at all, but I'm pretty sure they are going to be seeing the rest of the ball force coming in from Team UniMelb.
A exec being set up. Flash smokes fly over the A site. This time, it's going to be covering the stairs and, of course, the jungle positions. They walk up, they check the corner. Too smart call from Iguana King, and I have to say and prop him again. He has been playing this second map beautifully as the bomb goes down. It's 3 members left here for QUT, 2 with kits and 2 flashbangs as well. They get set up, but they're gonna have to, of course, check every single corner. Shen in sandwich could be the linchpin here and stopping QUT from even trying for it.
This is such a tough angle. XG final player. He has to go for a big ace, but he's not going to get it. And Shen is just going to quickly pick him up. Team UniMelb having a beautiful execution here. It's going to overtake the Weebs in a nice style. Once again, this is a little bit rough coming from QT. It feels like all of the momentum in the tank is just gone. And Team UniMelb is just gonna keep on rolling this down. Picking up early kills, and that could have been disastrous. But Lemonade is gonna get away with the Iguana King though. Ooh. Nice reaction, survives on 2 health, and is gonna live and pick up that first blood.
Picking up a plethora of kills here with Shen as well. 20 kills for Shen, 23 for Iguana King. We saw Shen have a massive game of Inferno, and he's having a massive series overall here. Namal and the rest of the team just trying to hold there. Nice little one-way, a pixel, of course, spot of Iguana King. He was a low HP anyway. As the University of Melbourne now look to take over towards this B site. It's going to be up to Shinjiro. Actually finding Shen with that 5-7. Sneaks himself in the site. Namal holds his cross, and this is QUT starting to pick up kills. They shouldn't be. XG and Shinjiro combined for 2 more, and QUT even it up at a 10-10. This is, again, still anybody's game to take.
Oh man, this is a deja vu. Once again, they did it differently this time, but we are still tied up. Team UniMelb, they are going to pick up a scout, but this is an eco round for them, and QT have 2 AWPs. Lots of ways that they shouldn't be losing this round, but we will see what happens. XG coming from Cat doesn't spot anything, but Potato Fries chucks down Molly. It's going to stop most of the players from even trying to advance onto the apartment play. If they do get a player drop, QT is not going to be in too bad of a position, although Normal's going to pick up Kaza. He first through the tunnels, and Shen, he sees this play. Oh, it's a nice pickup. Unfortunately, Normal is going to shut him down. And Potato Fries, this man is going to pick up a few more kills. I'm pretty sure he heard about us right here, talking and bashing him here with Valorant.
Yeah, he appears with maybe reverse cast the costume. Potato Fries finally able to find his second there on the board. Of course, we speak very lightly. We know Potato Fries as a commentator as well. He's a very friendly guy, and you know we of course we trash talk him, but it's all in good fun. At the end here, Frog, though, he's looking to find a bit of fun himself, taking out XG, taking out Potato Fries too. The mouth will have Frog nails him against the wall and puts the nail in the coffin in that round. QT, a winnable one we expected, but University of Melbourne, you can't really count your chickens before they hatch. They take the round.
Frog! The Church of Frog has been formed. If you didn't believe a scout and an AK could be the one thing to stop the rest of QT, you better start believing now. It is time to go to Church of the Frog, and all praises given to him right now for taking that round.
Shen going to be picking up XG, of course. It's now QUT to an eco, and University of Melbourne in the driver's seat. And as we said, Frog to pick up that round beautifully. He's got a ton of money to invest for the rest of the half. LeMay need picking up Kaiser. This is still anybody's round to take, because this has been, I guess, the recurring theme of this entire series so far. Any team can turn the round at any circumstance. Namal, sorry, going for the peek into middle there, but VJack's holding for it. 2 players over at A here for the University of Melbourne, and 2 more to regroup with them in just a second here. They still need to deal with LeMay on the stairs, though he's very low. Peeks into Shen, and Shen's given a freebie. Jiro left with the 5-7 kit and a 1v4 staring him down.
Can Shinjiro also be a reverse froggy in disguise? V-Jack says no. The pond is already here. We are gonna inch out these 2 rounds, 12-10. And they are going to be holding that confidently. I'm just surprised. Both QUT and Team Uni Melbourne is just pulling ridiculous rounds out of nowhere. It's like magic. And Weebs right now on a round of Yuko minus Lemonade with a pickup. They have to do a lot. Oh, XG barely. Oh, he does reconfirm to V-Jack though, and that is a good pickup. But they still have to deal with 4 remaining AKs.
Yeah, University of Melbourne, even though falling victim to this coveted XG Deagle, we've seen pull off some beautiful shots as well so far. This is a stacked game to say the least, and University of Melbourne now to stare down a potential deficit here, 4v5, and losing a player like V-Jack, a pretty core linchpin in what has been University of Melbourne's attack. They're all starting to group up again to A. Seems no one wants to go B here on these rifle rounds. A just seems to be the favored site. XG, Normal, and of course the Mayonnaise all over there, looking to hold it down with a minute on the clock. This is very, very doable here for the side of QUT.
Oh, Lemonade, he's gonna pick up Kaiser, but 3 players he's gonna drop from QUT. This is gonna be the side secured. And the Weebs, they have to retake this. They have 1 pickup, but it's not enough to deal with the rest just yet. Shinjiro is going to pick Shen up, however, but he's going to go down. And yeah, the rest is all going to be cleaned up by the dynamic duo. 13-10. Alright, Team Uni Melbourne, they are now leading. 3 rounds they've edged out over QUT. And this is starting to look like a nice little bit of a closer coming from them.
Yeah, University of Melbourne have really dug deep, and it hasn't even been a tactical, of course, been called by the QUT side. They're just letting these rounds bleed out and letting them go into the favor of the University of Melbourne. This was 8-1 in the favor of QUT to start this off, but University of Melbourne have clawed, climbed, and they're back into it. Potato Fries, though, a beautiful swing. They had a short to pick up 2. That's his 4 kills now on the board, and maybe looking for a few more XG over towards the ace site. Decapitates Frog as he peeks out the palace, and that's just gonna be all she wrote unless Kaiser has anything to say about it. Still has the bomb, but there's a heavy amount of duels here for him to isolate, and there's a heavy hold being instilled by the QUT side.
Oh man, imagine if QT dropped this round. I might as well throw my mic into the BA right now. Potato has to be happy now. 4 kills, in 24 rounds. It's pretty big right now. He is doing his best, and obviously at the end of this, he's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I hope the guys didn't trash me too much over it." Team Uni Melbourne right now, it looks like this is gonna go 13-11. Kaiser doesn't really have much to do with this, especially if he's going to be spotted through a connector. Potato Fries can jump down on him at any time, and Potato? Okay, alright, he's not going to bother dropping, which means that he's going to take it nice and easy. 28 seconds left on the clock. It means that they have to challenge this. They want to make Kaiser work for this. And Potato, yay, there you go. This man, he's doing work. Look at that. 5 beautiful kills.
Now 3 in that round alone, beautifully picked up by Potato Fries there. A nice hold for mid and a much needed one for the QUT side. Because of course, University of Melbourne, they've got all the confidence still instilled with them. They're the ones at 13. QUT are the ones under pressure. You can see Scout out for XG. You can see very limited util though available for LeMayo Nade here. University of Melbourne playing this one a little bit more default, not what we expected to see of them, because they came into this half very aggressive, very willing to take the fights, but now it's starting to slow it down a bit.
Weebs right now, they need a little bit more momentum swing their way. If they shut this round down, that might just be the one, but Namal's gonna go down to Shen, and Potato Fries is gonna be taken up by Iguana King. Too early pickup, which means that Team Uni Melbourne can go for this A execute, and there's not a lot of QT members here because it feels like they need to just get something out of the way. XG barely gets away with his life. He is going to retake that nest. He really wants his kill, but he's not going to get it. And the side of Team Uni Melbourne, they are going to start having all their smokes and flashes invested.
Oh, Beautiful pick though from LeMayo Nate. Unfortunately, they traded XG with the scout. All he needs to find is a headshot, and he will be finding it. Kaiser, they're able to trade it, and this could be University of Melbourne finding 14, despite maybe some heroics going to be shown here from Shinjiro. A full set of nades, a kit as well available, and you can see V-Jack backing off to Palace here for the moment. He's cautious of the flank line because QUT could be anywhere at any time. You can see the slow approach through the jungle from Shinjiro, checking both corners, checking in as connector. University of Melbourne as well could be in any position at the moment. It's going to be Iguana's going to peek out wide, and it's going to be the shot-bound Iguana King picking up another kill, make that 27 on the board, and we're only into round number 26. University of Melbourne 14-11, starting to come to that home stretch.
QUT is now starting to sweat a little. This is the round of eco. They are saying you're just probably going to be taking that map potential. So we're going to give it to you anyway. Lemonade almost goes down. 17 health left. And Iguana King is going to be spotting a lot because he's going to be taking a lot of kills here. And he takes a double. Meanwhile, that is going to be a double coming from Iguana King. And that is a nice and fast round from Team UniMelb.
Yeah, it's not expected, to say the least, because as we said, University of Melbourne, they slowed it down a little bit. They were starting to lose a few rounds to QUT that they probably felt like they had already won. But now, of course, at match point and at series point, this is a potential 2-0 here for the University of Melbourne. After taking first map, I believe it was 16-13, now 15-11 on QUT's map pick, and it's the Hail Mary rush to B to finish it, potentially.
Oh, rush B, baby. Shinjiro is going to take down Frog. Potato Fries is going to get something for this. And he's going to get the drop. Shinjiro takes out another. And now it's just V-Jack on the AWP. Chucks down the molly, but the bomb is nowhere near him. However, he's still going to take down Shinjiro. They've confirmed where he's going to be at this stage. He's not going to get anything done. And Weebs is going to be taking a round back here. I mean, this is exactly what they should be doing. If they drop this one, I'm going to be a very, very mad caster. Oh, V-Jack. He's going to take another kill.
Yeah, it might be becoming a reality. He has to isolate 2 more duels here. Potato Fries default a sight. Normal in this off-angle. V-Jack. Slow approach with this AWP. Of course, he has to scope in to shoot his targets. Unless he might go for a no-scope. We've seen some crazy things. 40 seconds. Now to retrieve that bomb. Slowly walking up through short. Slowly looking for just one player here for QUT. Drops in, hits the shot on a Normal. He spots Potato Fries. Hears him. Potato Fries takes the opportunity to swing. Holds it. Dire straights there for QUT, but they're able to win it. University of Melbourne still at match point though, and still a few more rounds to play here out for QUT, and they're not in the most healthy of economy either.
Oh, man. That was a 4K coming from V-Jack. Imagine if you take that one a little bit more. But V-Jack says, alright, don't worry, I'm still here. He takes out XG instantly, which means that there is still a lot of advantage, a lot of aggression coming from Team UniMelb. At the same time, QUT losing that early play is not all doom and gloom. However, they need to pick up some impressive doubles in order to swing it back.
Yeah, and well, Shinjiro gonna be starting it off. V-Jack gonna be taken. Iguana King trades it and trades a plenty here. Still favorable for QUT because they've got the positioning here. They've got the bomb dropped here in their hands as well. Kaiser fighting tooth and nail to try and get that bomb back. Frog and Shen out towards this A site, but bombs dropped in mid, as we said, for QUT. Normal approaching up through this top mid side, might need to turn away because, of course, the side of QUT don't want to be losing these duels, otherwise it could be game over. Smoke comes out towards the window here from Shen, I believe. And we'll look to see if he lands at Shen now, going to be peeking onto Normal. He hasn't spotted him yet. He's covered from the box for the moment.
Oh, no. No one has really spotted this. This could just be disastrous, and there is going to be the smoke around. Frog, here's his Shen is going to go down, but Frog is going to remain in that smoke at the same time. There's still massive potential for him to be taking this because they're not sure where he's at just yet. They're just baiting him in, and Frog, he sees the bomb, and he's going to drop. He spots one. Oh, he's going to be able to pick up right here, and Normal has to chase him. Oh, Normal knows what's happening, but Normal can't get the shot off. which means that Frog is going to take this to the side, get the plan ready. He's going to set himself up. And Amal, will you hold?
It's all on Nomal's shoulders here. Full utility available for Frog. Nomal speeding up through this A main position. Knows he has to power peek every single corner because Frog could be anywhere at this stage. The bomb is going to be defused right now. Nomal trying to stick it here, but Frog goes for the swing. Frog collects the kill, and the Frog squad is fully in charge this evening. It's University of Melbourne taking the second map, 16-12 on Mirage. They take it 2-0 in the series this evening.
What a huge play coming in. At one stage, this was starting to look like a one-way train for QUT, but then Team UniMelb, having that one tag pause, decided to huddle up and say, alright, we need to instantly work on this, and then we're gonna execute. And they have. And QT had no response at all for the solution. It's like, all of a sudden, the rest of their legs just got swept under them, and then they fell round after round, which resulted in the 2-0 victory over for Team UniMelb.
And I guess a props to Uni Melbourne's, I guess, resilience and mentality going into this series. They were down, of course, a bit in Inferno, but they were able to slowly claw it back. They were down astronomically here on Mirage, but they were able to slowly claw it back, identify the weaknesses, and they were able to capitalize off of their players. And I guess a massive props to their Frog squad, their Frog and, of course, I believe it was Iguana King showing up massively.
Yeah, I mean, the pond is filled, right? Twitch chat, absolutely amazing place. I have to say, big, massive holds from Iguana King, Shen, and Frog playing awesomely. And of course, VJack bringing some rounds back with that impressive sniping play. Obviously from QUT, XG holding as much as he could, but it felt like right after everything else that they were able to flex over Team UniMelb, they didn't have anything else or any great strategy to really counter the rest of Team UniMelb, who has just revived out of nowhere. With that being said, guys, if you did enjoy tonight's play, make sure to also follow at twitch.tv/AEL Uni, and of course at AU Esports League for all the rest of our university competitive games over CSGO, Rocket League, of course there's Dota 2, and of course Rainbow Six Siege. And please also check out my man at TwoTapTony for more casts, for more plays, and of course a lot of more fun times.
Yeah, and hopefully we get to see a lot more action. Of course, both of these teams, you know, it was a 2-0 this evening, but still, this game showed up to at sea. And as well, speaking at sea, we have to thank our lovely partners before we wrap it up. Of course, our presenting partner, Chatime. They're fresh iced tea. Try the new range there at your local store. Of course, the fastest growing iced tea franchise in Australia with over 120 Chatime breweries, of course, with commitment to quality ingredients like we saw, of course, quality gameplay out of these teams this evening. AOC as well, the global leader in monitor display technology with more than 50 years experience. Today, the company offers a wide selection of stylish monitors for anyone, of course, working from home, working at the office, or just looking to do some general gaming. AOC has your back. Indomie as well has your back with I guess a post-gaming snack here with their delicious mee goreng noodles. You can check it out, of course, at your local supermarket. And ROG with what it takes to win. Of course, we saw University of Melbourne have what it takes to win this evening with, of course, their lovely developed headsets here with superior audio for competitive gamers and streamers at all levels. Join the ROG team and enhance your gaming experience today. But of course, that is a wrap for us this evening. Any final words before we close, Emperor?
It feels like this is only week 1 and we've already seen some awesome play of CSGO. I will hate to see what week 2, week 3, week 4, what the playoffs is going to be. If you are liking tonight's energy, it's amazing plays, it's memes, it's ponds, make sure to follow our Twitch channel, make sure to follow our Twitters, make sure to follow all of our latest plays. And if you ain't doing it, you did yourself a disservice. Alright, that is my words for you, everyone at home.
And I guess that's it for us this evening. Props to you all joining us this evening, getting around, of course, the University League. And we'll see you next time here on the AEL University League channel with more action coming your way for Counter-Strike.
Yep, definitely. Goodbye, good night, guys, and stay safe.